Hi, I'm Cassie. This video is a response, or not a response, but just kind of a, I don't know what to call it, a reply, just wanted to share my thoughts about another video, so I guess it's a reaction video, sort of. No one asked for this, but I just thought that it was really important to talk about this video that I just watched from another creator here on YouTube, and let her know, and everyone else who may be watching know, that everything that she's saying is 100% like the same kind of things that I've been thinking, and she's not alone. And I just wanted to share more of the like real vulnerable, honest thoughts that go through my head as someone trying to grow a small business just like her. So her name is Abby Nova on YouTube. She has almost 6,000 subscribers, so congratulations on that. That's amazing. And so her video that she posted yesterday, I'm recording this on the 13th, she talks about, you know, having like a failure of a product launch, and like her manufacturer screwed up, and then she just she gets vulnerable, and she talks about just how she's been like feeling a little bit like demotivated, and like she hasn't been getting a lot of orders in 2025 so far, and she's questioning, you know, how am I ever going to do this full time? What if I'm just not a good enough artist? And I just want to say, like, my heart breaks for her hearing that, because I think so many of us feel that way, but we're all too scared to say it. We don't want to come across like we're complaining, or like we're like we want pity or anything. We just want to be vulnerable and honest. And sometimes there are periods where, like, do you know how many times I have wanted to give up on my small business in the past 3 years? I mean, there was a time when I seriously considered just quitting it altogether. And my husband talked me out of it, because he knows how much I love it and how much it means to me. But the fact of the matter is, a lot of people are feeling the same way that Abby's feeling. I just want to say that if you are trying, you're following your dreams, whether that's being a, you know, stationery shop owner, or you know, being a full-time YouTuber, or a musician, or like whatever it is that, you know, you're following your dreams, and you're working your day job, and you're also doing this thing on the side, and you're tired, like you're exhausted because you're working a job to pay the bills, and then you're working this other job that a lot of times you're just doing work for free. I just want to say to anybody who's doing that, and that's myself included, like, that in and of itself is an accomplishment. So many people will never start their small business, will never even open an Etsy shop, because they're too afraid to do it. They're too afraid, what if it fails? Or, God, I just really don't have the time to commit to this. But you did it. You are trying. And that's what I always tell myself is, what's the worst that can happen if I try? Okay, so maybe it completely flops and I never get another order again, and I wasted a bunch of time. Okay. But did I enjoy the process of doing it? Yes. I've barely made a profit in the past 3 years, because every time I get a little bit of money back from my business, I put it back into the business. I invest in better equipment, in better materials. And it's just been a very slow thing that I'm growing. And I'll be honest with you, one of the things that's really discouraging for me is not the, I mean, yes, obviously when orders are slow, it hurts. When you pour your heart and soul into something and you worked really hard on something and you think it's awesome and nobody buys it, yeah, of course it hurts. You're a human being. But I think the thing that not enough people talk about is the lack of support from the real people in your life. It's almost like no one takes you seriously. And they think that you're just going to give up on this little hobby that you're doing, and they don't see it as something that could ever be an actual source of income for you, or something that brings you some kind of joy and success in other ways that aren't monetary. Because yes, obviously to run a business you need to make money, but there are other opportunities and successes that can come out of that that aren't just, you know, numbers in your bank account. You know, you could make a connection because of your small business with somebody that ends up leading to a future opportunity for you. Like, it's really hard because, and I think, and I don't fault anybody but myself, because when somebody asks me, when I meet somebody, or I run into somebody I haven't seen in a while, and they ask me how I'm doing and what I'm doing, like, how's work, what am I doing? Why do I feel embarrassed to say anything about my small business? So I don't. And instead I just talk about my full-time job. Why do I do that? Why am I ashamed to say, yes, I'm a small business owner as well. I have this little thing and it's really not super successful or anything, but it's a thing. Like, it's like we're embarrassed to talk about it. And that's one of my, like, big things I'm working on in 2025 is not being embarrassed to talk about it. You know? Because the fact of the matter is, even if I go a whole month without getting an order, maybe the next month I get 3 or 4 orders. Maybe the next month I get 20 orders. It ebbs and flows, but I'm not giving up. I'm continuing to try. And every single order is like a confirmation to me that I can do this. I just have to find my people. And there's another part I want to say to this, and I don't want to get like super negative or anything, but it's just something that needs to be said. If you're on YouTube and you leave a comment with unsolicited advice to a small business owner who's being vulnerable and sharing, you know, parts of their soul that they're saying, like, just being honest, like, I'm really struggling and I'm not sure, you know, what if this never works out, and what if I'm never able to do this? And then you decide to leave a comment that's completely unwarranted, talking about how you think that their art isn't good enough and that they need to work harder. Just log off. Like, please. It's so unnecessary and so rude for you to say that to somebody who's already down in the dumps. You saying that is not going to motivate them to keep going. It's going to make them just throw in the towel. Especially when they're already feeling down. And then you're like, yeah, you know, your art is really just the same as everybody else's, and there's really nothing unique about you. And you know, that's why you're not being successful. Why would you say something like that? I see these comments all too often on different YouTube channels where people are sharing their experience as a small business owner. And you leave that comment? It's so unnecessary. And I completely disagree. I think there is room for all of us. And I think that every artist has a unique perspective, a unique style. I can sit here right now, and if I had 100 artists in this room, I could say, draw a scene of a rabbit in a field, you know, on an overcast day or something, whatever. And every single one of those drawings is going to look different. And that's the point. It's the same with photography. It's the same with, hey, write a short story about a a rabbit who becomes friends with a snake. Like, everybody's going to have something different because we all live our own lives and have our own perspectives and thoughts about things. Our art is a reflection of our inner selves. So, for people to say things like, oh, well, you're just drawing like, cute little animals, and everybody does that and there's nothing unique. That is not true. It's just not. And I want to also say that you do not have to be the best to be successful. You do not have to be the world's greatest artist to run a successful small business with your art. I'm not going to lie to you. And I would never say this to anybody because it's rude. But everybody has their personal preferences on styles and things like that. And there are very successful small businesses who I've seen online who have products that aren't my style. It's not something that I would want or that I would, purchase because it's just not my style. And they're killing it. Your art isn't for everybody. Not everybody's going to like your art, just like not everybody likes you. Not everybody likes the same music or the same movies or the same colors. And that's okay. You don't have to be the world's greatest artist to be successful. Somebody sold a banana duct taped to a wall, for Christ's sake. People don't... The sales that I've gotten and the customers that I have gotten, and I've started to build this community over the past 3 years. Yes, I'm very, very, very small. I don't even have 2,000 followers on Instagram, okay? But it's about quantity over quality. And the people that I do have and the people I have, the 150 something people on my email list, they really like me and care about the stuff that I make. They don't purchase my art because it's the greatest in the world. They purchase my art because they like it. And furthermore, a lot of people will purchase art from an artist because they like that artist. They might not even be totally in love with the product that they put out, but they want to support them, so they do. But please don't have this mindset that you need to, draw these super hyper realistic, incredible, like the most amazing art you ever seen in your life. You don't have to be the best to be successful. And there is proof of that all over. You can look all over at successful artists that, again, there's stuff that's not my cup of tea. Just like my art is not everybody's cup of tea. And that's okay. There's something for everybody. But you don't need to have some kind of crazy, art school degree and be trained and have 10,000 hours of whatever. I just don't agree with that. I am not even close to being... I wouldn't even call myself a good artist. I wouldn't. But I am an artist that continues to make art that I love. And other people like it too. Not everybody likes it, but some people do. And I like it. I am a fan of my own art. And that is important. You have to be a fan of the stuff that you're making. You have to believe in your own art. And I do. Like, with my whole heart, I believe in my art. And it has taken me a while to get to the point where I can say that. And I don't know why that is making me cry right now. But when I started my small business just by opening an Etsy shop, and I was just doing sticker sheets and stationery, and I wasn't even called Cassie Makes Art. I didn't even consider myself an artist. I have an old podcast episode where I said, I'm not an artist, but I do have some design skills but I'm not an artist. Or, well, I mean, I did work as a professional photographer for 7 years, but I'm not an artist. I didn't believe that I could call myself an artist, and I had this imposter syndrome. And it's taken me a long time to get to the point where I can confidently say that I love my art, and I'm proud of it. And it's not the best, and I didn't go to art school. I studied communications in college. I am trained in photography. That is my photography and writing. Those are the things I'm trained in. And the writing is news writing. So it's not even anything like, I'm not trained to write like, fiction or anything like that. Photography is really what I was trained in and what I wanted to do for a while. And I still love photography, but it wasn't fully the right thing. It just never felt fully like it was the right fit for me. It's something that I love doing, but it felt more like something I really liked to do just for the fun of it and for the hobby. And it wasn't something I enjoyed doing every single day. And the thing about having a small business where I'm taking my art and turning it into stickers and products is that combines so many of my interests and my talents into one thing. And I've been at it for over 3 years and I'm not even close to being sick of it. I love it. I love it so much, and I feel so strongly in my heart that this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And that might be stupid and I might be delusional, but I'm following my dreams, and I want you guys to do the same. And I want you to believe in yourself. I know it's hard. I know there are really cruel people online, but there's also a whole community of people who are here rooting for you, who want to see you succeed, even if it's a group of 10 people. Everybody's so focused on the numbers. Oh, she doesn't even have 2,000 followers. My friend from high school who's a nobody has more followers than that. Oh, my high schooler has 5,000 followers just from his friends and his blah, blah, blah. Just cut that noise out. It's not about the number of followers that you have. Sure, yes. Does it make you look more legitimate the more followers you have? I guess, yeah. But it's about finding your people. That's the most important thing. And like I said, if you have 100 people, like think about 100 people in the room with you right now. 100 people who are like, yes, I really love your art. I'm here to support you. And those people might not be able to purchase from you every time you have a shop update or a launch. Because the economy fucking sucks right now. But they're the ones sharing your posts. They're commenting. They're rooting for you. That counts for a lot. These are complete strangers. That most of the time, those are the people who are more supportive of your small business than the actual people in your life. Just please don't give up. Abby, I love your content. I love watching it. It inspires me to keep going with my small business. So please just know that you've got people in your corner. I know you don't know me, but I've been just kind of a silent watcher for a while. And I really appreciate your content. And I love your art. And I just want you to keep going. And I want any of you who are watching this to keep going. And to not let the imposter syndrome and those negative voices in our heads and the negative YouTube comments, don't let that stuff get to you. If you love your art and you believe in it, keep doing it. Because it might take you 10 years. It might take you 15 years. Or it might take you 5 years. Or 2 years. You cannot compare yourself. And I know it's hard. But you cannot compare yourself and your business to somebody else's. Because there are so many factors that play into why somebody becomes successful. And I know sometimes you'll see like, wow, that person went full time with their business in a year. But their situation is completely different than yours. And maybe they had a viral video and maybe they've gained some kind of, huge following on socials, or maybe they had a lot of money to invest into their business in the beginning and you didn't. Maybe they don't have to work a full-time job like you're doing and you're also doing your small business. You can't compare yourself to anybody else. Your journey is your journey. And I'm in this for the long haul. I'm not trying to have any kind of get rich quick, clearly. I am on year 3 of my business. I'm in love with my business. It really means a lot to me. And even if it's not super financially successful right now, it's doing well enough to stay alive. And I'm really proud of that. And I do find myself sometimes looking at other small businesses and be like, damn, like they're really killing it, and they're making so much money, and their products are awesome, and I love their art, and they've got all these followers, and they're just doing great. And it looks from the outside to a lot of people like, oh, it didn't take them that long to get there. And then you actually talk to the person and they're like, I've been doing this 8 years. Like, I'm just now seeing success. It's a long game. And yes, some people are going to have luck in the beginning and it might be shorter for them. But it's still a long game. You have to, maintain that and sustain that. Even if maybe you go full time after a year, but you have to, you have to keep it going. If that's what you want to do. So I just felt like I needed to say that today after watching Abby's video. I hope this maybe helps somebody. If I could just encourage you to keep going and please don't give up, because the world needs your art right now more than ever. And yeah, that's just what I wanted to say today. So thanks for watching, and have a great rest of your day. Bye.